Hello, beautiful mutants. I'm facing the other way because, well, it's windy and I think maybe I'll make it so it's not as buffeting with the wind. And it might be a short video as well because I'm being attacked by black flies or something like that. I forgot my cap. Um, so, Saturday today. Probably up since like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Can't sleep in. Mind you, go to bed early, so I kind of had to work today. Um, so yeah, so I made this channel. I'll start with that shamanic Promethean, so that I could post on YouTube channel, like to it's like make a comment. It was briefly lived. It's the Mike Pilmer Devo Obsesso, whatever. But anyway, so that was like I think February 2nd of 2023 was the last year I made it. Might have been 22, but about a year ago, I think it was July, mid to late July, that I made the first couple of videos, but they were to do with cars in the middle of the forest. I found one, and then I found another one, and I think I made one or two videos about that, and then but then in August I started making videos where I talk. Right, and it's come until that is now not really random thoughts, but just expressing my thoughts, so what I'm feeling currently, sort of thing, and what goes on in my day, right? I mean, because it's I try to make the most out of every day, right? I mean, what fun is it if you just get up and sit in front of the TV? Some people do it. Some people, I don't know. That's just not me. So what did I do this morning? Like I said, so at about 6 o'clock, I didn't try sleeping anymore. After, like I said, being awake for probably close to an hour. So, any earlier than 6 is anyways. So I go to make a pot of coffee, take my vitamins, and once I had a cup of coffee ready in hand, I put my headphones on and start looking at YouTube. Right when I open up the internet browser, that's what my homepage is YouTube. Right. I don't go looking for any news, even though like I'm still like curious about what's going on in Chicago. I know that somebody will tell me. It's not my wife. I'll get an emergency alert, or like I'll happen to see something, and well, anyway. So what I did, it's usually I look at it. And of course, a lot of it's music because I listen to a lot of music, during my work week. But today's Saturday, I was hoping to find, to be able to concentrate, so like be able to watch the videos, right? Because with the music videos, you don't have to watch it; you're just listening to it, sort of thing. I know. Same with the talking videos, but the talking videos you sometimes have to concentrate and like try to understand what they're saying, whereas music videos it's just you're just going along within tune with the sounds and stuff like that. So having said that, so the first thing that caught my eye and that I put on was a music video. It was Jellyhead Crush, the Motivate, the 8 is an 8, like number 8, so MOTIV, number 8, sort of thing. Remix. Good song from the 90s. Dance music has an awesome like middle part, sort of thing. And then I think also I listened to, within like the first half hour, I listened to the shaman in the land of Oz, and that's what's on my playlist as well, like that I downloaded. I don't think it's the version I was looking for, but it's pretty damn good version. So getting back, sorry. So the title shamanic Promethean or shamanic better. Promethean obviously comes from Prometheus Rising, this book that I read in the 80s by Robert Downton Wilson, Prometheus Rising. But it's about, I think the god of fire knowledge or something like that. So it's it obviously, has meant a lot to me over the years. And then shamanic, there you go, shamanic Promethean. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Shamanic Promethean. So shamanic comes from shaman, which comes from well, not witch doctors, but from in Africa, where to become a shaman, like you take this plant, like, and you go through these rituals and procedures, and once you become a shaman, because what happens is and it's not here in Western society, like this part is different. I don't think you probably take, but is you actually die, like you actually go to the other side and you come back, and when you come back, you are no longer you. Like you have become someone who heals. And back in the day, like it was like, you would heal community, you would heal people in the community, right? So it's very interesting. Probably what got to me is part to do with the awakening, the enlightening, the spiritual aspect, which and also the Don Juan, not that Don Juan, Carlos Castaneda, and and the teachings, and that was quite the book that I read. And then also so Promethean has to do with the books that I read and purchased back in the 80s, sort of thing. Shamanic is rereading some of the books that I bought that never actually read, sort of things, such as Alan Watts' The Way of Zen, or the Carlos Castaneda's, the Don. I don't want to say Don Juan. It's Don something, right? Because anyways, you know which book I'm referring to. I read it about a couple of years ago, sort of thing. And then so let's go back to this morning. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a marmot over there in that rock over there. Oh, I can't see it because my sunglasses on. Anyway, so bring it back to one. Okay. So a couple of videos that I did watch this morning. Actually, the first one that was about 10 minutes long. I don't know what channel it was. It's just on the side. It might have been while I was watching one of the music videos. And again, weird that these music videos is simple, right? You just pick one song and but with like for gaining insight and knowledge and curiosity's sake, sort of thing. That's a little bit harder, right? But one that caught me on, like I said, that caught my eye, and I watched it. It's quite interesting. It was called "Music Theory is Witchcraft." Right? Okay, you got my attention, right? So I go in, and so I got to watch it again because it was quite fascinating. But essentially, what he was referring to was the circle of fifths, right? If you go. It doesn't make a complete circle, I guess, when you're doing it, sort of thing, and you're gonna love this. But if you round it up, what it's off every cycle is by 0.2346%, or rounded up to 0.235%. Because I don't think it's 23.5%. That would be too much. So I think it's 0.235% or something like that. So a small amount, right? And so guess what it results in? An inward spiral. Inward spiral coils, right? Anyway, so that was that. And then the other interesting, and then this led me to like a YouTube channel. I think it's called Anthroposophy or I gotta check it again. But the main emphasis, and again, and I think it's to go. It also relates back to this other YouTube channel, Hall of Records, I saw his name again. But it's Rudolf Steiner. I'm quite sure you've heard the name. You might be familiar with his work. You might not be familiar with his work. But essentially, I think I could do more. But I'm gonna end this video pretty soon because we're leaving around 1:30, and it's like close to 12 right now. Right. Oh, right. So essentially, with Rudolf Steiner, and this is, I think, Madame. But so like it's a lot of. Are you gonna? Is it pseudoscience or is it conspiracy? I don't know. But it's very interesting. With what he says back in the 1920s, so about 100 years ago. And remember, I mean, back in 1918, there was a worldwide, 1917, 1918, there was a worldwide, well, the bird flu, right? That killed like, a few percent of the population of the world, sort of thing at the end of it. But he's saying that, and maybe this is every 100 years, I don't know. I don't look back to 1820, 1720. But, and again, I have to research more because it's so wild what he is saying, that in the first part of the 21st century, which we're well into the first part of the 21st century, I would say, 25 years in, 24 years in, that there will come a point where, oh, there's the marmot over there. Cool, it's running. I don't know if you can see it, but see, there's that. That, and he says it's in reference to vaccines. So I don't know if that, right? YouTube gonna slap my, for saying the word or something. Like, how do they monitor it? I don't know. But essentially, that humans, through whatever means, are going to come to the point where they pretty much don't have there is the belief that there is just a body and there is no spirit or soul. That, and it's interesting because that sort of almost was what it was like before consciousness was around, right? I mean, you didn't know why you were doing things. You were just doing things, right? Because you didn't think. You just, right? And so we're getting back to that point, so that you're not machines. You're men. You're people. You have love for humanity. Don't be, yeah. Anyways, that quote. So remove their spirit and soul, and I mean, it would make it so much easier for the hive mind, as they say, or what they're planning on doing. But then this is where I gotta like, and this was puzzling. I've never heard of this before. Is some person called Argument, or I think it's Argument or something like that. And I don't know if it's a mythical feature or. Look at that! Isn't that amazing? Whoa. Sorry, bird flying up Whoa, 15 minutes already in this video? Okay, I guess I should end it up. I guess I went really long this time. Well, yeah, this argument is, and there's this, it's entire, like the video that I was watching that had in the background this cover from, oh, I'm really like rambling. I need to make a better video than this next time. I apologize. Oh, then I'll zoom back in. Yeah, so they compare this argument guide that's going to appear in a physical form, which I don't understand what that means, but he refers it similar to Jesus Christ appearing in the Middle East and some other in the Near East. Buddha, I don't know if this is Buddha or not. No. But essentially, right, there's this, please don't say it's Trump, this argument guy. Or because I don't think is that the Antichrist? I don't know, right? It's just, it's just very fascinating that I continue to learn new stuff, and again, it's just the flavor of the week, and I'm gonna, make what I can with it and just move on, right? So yeah, this video went really off on quite the tangents. That's probably why I only went here instead of all the way up the top. And there was so much more I was going to talk about too. But I guess that'll have to be the next video, or maybe later on if I have time before I leave. All right, stay tuned.